past 2 years, homebuyers have had to compromise due to the low inventory and competitive market. Because of this, many homebuyers are feeling remorse about the home they purchased or even the location they bought their home in. So what is the answer? If these buyers are unhappy and sell now, will they lose money? Well, that's what we're talking about today, so let's get to it. Hi everyone, I'm Kim Devlin with Kim Devlin Team in St. Augustine, Florida. If you've never been here before, we love working with buyers and sellers and sharing information about Northeast Florida, real estate, homes, neighborhoods, and lifestyle. So if that is why you're here, then hit that subscribe button and make sure you comment below with any specific information you might be looking to learn, and I'd be happy to help. Now, according to American Home Buyer Survey, nearly 75% of pandemic homebuyers are feeling some remorse. Since there was so much competition in 2021, homebuyers had to act quickly and aggressively. Many of these homebuyers feel like they either overpaid or made compromises on the home they purchased. These homebuyers bought in an unprecedented market with rapidly rising prices and very few options, which put the pressure on them to be impulsive in their decision making. So many homebuyers ended up in a home that was less than ideal. The survey found that 80% of these homebuyers also compromised on their priorities, including location, floor plans, and more work was needed than anticipated. Now, it is important to note that you will always have to compromise on something when buying a home. No home is perfect. So as long as you go into it with that perspective, you should be fine. Another note worth mentioning is location is always a number one. I've said it many times before, if you compromise on location, then the chances are that home will never be the right fit. Moving is never easy and logistically takes time, money, and patience. When you are moving to a new city, you're likely leaving your friends, your routines, and your doctors, so it's going to be an adjustment. This is why making a smart decision on the location and home you purchase is so important. So for those home buyers that are unhappy, what are they to do? Well, if you bought prior to 2022, you definitely have equity in your home. Now, I know that we are seeing some price reductions right now, but we are not seeing values decrease. So depending on when you bought your home, you likely gain 15 to 20% of equity. If you moved here and are not quite loving it and feel that it wasn't the right move for you, I know it's costly to move, but it's more costly to live in an area that isn't right for you. Life is way too short for that. So it may be time to make another move. Now, I know, I get it. Now that the interest rates are higher, you may be thinking you are stuck where you are and there's no way you can move. So how do you offset the money spent and cost to move? Now, I want you to think back. Remember, when you bought your home last year, you likely paid over asking or covered the appraisal gap. Maybe you waived inspections, so now you're dealing with some big money repairs. Luckily, you have equity in that house, and even more so if you bought it in 2020. Currently, we are in the sweet spot of a market, and here's why. Buyer activity has declined, and this means there's not much competition out there. So you don't have to pay over asking, and sellers are more accepting to negotiate on price now. So where you may have spent $20,000 to $40,000 over asking before, now you don't have to. You can also do a 15-day inspection and take your time to do your due diligence and even ask for repairs. Some sellers are even offering a rate buy down to make it more attractive to buyers. So even if you did want to sell and buy another home, you can probably get into a home with little to no loss and be where you want to be. Now, there's a lot of talk about the market crashing. People think they are buying at the height of the market, the world's coming to an end, but what you're hearing in the news is there to create fear. So let's step back and take a look at what the market is doing now. The inventory is still low, so I do not feel the market will crash, but here's what can happen. The rates can come down to, let's say, 5.5%. This sounds good compared to the 7% rate we saw a couple of weeks ago, doesn't it? So with a lower rate and low inventory, what do you think can happen? It can create another hot market where you're again competing for homes with no room for negotiation. This current market is also great for home buyers that lost out to the competition last year because now there isn't a sense of urgency like there was last year. You have time to do your due diligence, not only on the house, but on the neighborhoods. If there's an HOA, you should be looking at the financials, see if there are any special assessments. If schools are important, then research those, and don't forget the nearby services like doctors and other medical care. Now, buying a home is a huge deal, and to not be able to take your time to learn as much as you can about the house prior to closing is a step not worth skipping. This is what can and will usually lead to buyer's remorse. So if you are in the market to buy a home, now may be a better time than any. The best thing you can do is talk to your lender and see what products are out there. I spoke to a fellow realtor last week who was looking to upsize her home, and her lender gave her a rate just above 5%. So there are options out there. You just need to do your research. And of course, let me know if I can help in any way. Now, I hope you found this information to be helpful. Hopefully you're not as fearful about the housing market right now. Please comment below with any questions. I'm here and happy to assist in any way. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one.